discussed like OTBI report, BI reports, how we can develop. Then we have FRS report. FRS report means financial reporting in center. FRS here, so this is a balance report, like we discussed, like a BI reports and OTBI reports. They are transactional report. You will able to get transactional data from your sub ledgers as well as ledgers. But FRS report, usually these are all balance report. You will not get any journal level data. If a specific asset account or liabilities account, it will not give you the specific journal entries or journal name, but it will provide accumulated balance for each journal entries for that specific account. So it usually mostly FRS report, they are used for financial reporting, and you can leverage this tool FRS for your balance sheet, profit and loss account. Okay, any actual budget variance. Report. And we have, if you know, whenever you are presenting your financial report, along with your balance sheet and profit and loss account, you have to provide different schedule as per your Indian accounting standard. For balance sheet, profit and loss account, expenses, revenue. So different schedules are available. So that sub reporting also you can do with your FRS tool. Okay, let me show you recently. This is one example how it looks like. Okay. This is some sample reporting actually. This is one balance sheet. Okay. This is the complete reporting package actually. You can show whenever you are going to submit your financial reporting, you have to give all these details. First balance sheet, and each you can see notes, right? Each components of the balance sheet is aligned to a note. Reserve and surplus, it's note 3, share capital note 2, and your non-current liabilities, note 4, note 5. So these notes, like if it is 1 to 26, these are all belongs to your balance sheet accounts. Profit and loss accounts, again, it's starting from 24. Yeah, 19, 20, 21, 22. So like your incomes and expenses components, they are aligned to these nodes. Then we have cash flow, like cash outflow and cash inflow. In what way you are increasing your cash, and what are the transaction and activity decreasing your cash. And for each node, you can give separate reportings. Okay. Your note 10, this is for your balance sheet assets. This is a bit complex actually, but as per client requirement, you have to provide at least 90%. It should be in this format, this layout. Okay. Note 13 to 18. So these are all. Yeah, balance sheet and in specific components of the balance sheet. Okay. So let me go to how we can generate like reports for FRS. If you go to others, navigate to others, we have Financial Reporting Center. Here the navigation is different. Earlier we used to go to tools and report and analytics, but this is purely a balance report and confined to GL module. Because whatever balance you will able to find in GL only. So under Financial Reporting Centers, we have, if you go to, this is a part of your enterprise performance management. Open workspace for financial reports. If you click on that, you'll see enterprise performance management system. And if you go to tools, install smartview. If you are going developing a smartview reports, first you have to install that report. Sorry, tool. It's Excel based add-on. And it will give you drag and drop facilities. Once you add that add-on to your Excel, Microsoft Excel, another additional tab will be available in your Excel. And this will, you can leverage that tab to drag and drop all the dimensions and create financial reports. And for FRS, Oracle has provided the web version of the FRS tool. Earlier we used to install in our system, but currently we don't need to install. Just you can open the web version of that tool. You can see this is Oracle Financial Reporting Web Studio. This is basically based on your S-base queue. This financial reporting FRS. In Oracle Fusion, we have two database. One is your Oracle database, right? PLSQL database. Another reporting database that is called S-base cover. That is a multi-dimensional database. Multi-dimensional queue. Why it is multi-dimensional? Because each balance report, the components, each of the components like which you are going to use for this report, they are treated as a dimensions like your ledger, chart of account, COA value, segment, your all the segments, all the chart of account segments, they're one dimensions, periods, period type, currency, your amount type, currency type, or your balance type. Balance type. So each, because whenever you are going to create a report or develop a report, you have to use these dimensions that is required. Because if you want a balance for any report, first you need a ledger. For which ledger you want to balance and which segment value you need. So at least you need account segment, right? For which, like I need for asset account, I need the balance for the month of April. So that's why period is a dimension. For which currency I need for USD currency. So we are currency is a dimension. Amount type. whether it's a like your period activity or period end activity or period activity or period beginning activity. Okay. The starting balance, you want to get the balances starting balance or only the ending balance or whatever activities you have done in between the period, specific period. So that you have to mention each and every dimensions you have to mention. Okay, so let us go to that tool. So this is our financial reporting studio, that is dashboard. And here to develop a report, first you have to go to the file and new report. I want to create a new report, right? So now the platform will be open. So this is the dashboard where you are going to use this for your report. Then you have to insert grid. Okay. So once you insert the grid, the system will ask for which database. Okay. Which database means all our chart of account, like we discussed when we developed, we created our chart of accounts, chart of account instance. Okay. So they are linked to your S-based database, right? So now you have to provide, this database is nothing but your chart of account instance. So I need for which database, mean which chart of account instance you are going to create a report. I need for US chart of account. Okay, just click on this data source. So database connection properties. So for this SBase, what is your data source? Because whatever in GL, whatever setups and like your chart of account, ledgers, currency, everything, once you create them, it will be available in this SBase queue or SBase database. That's why if you have 100 ledgers, 100 chart of accounts, so these are is specific data source, and you have to choose that specific data source to generate our reports. Click on OK. Okay, now I was telling you about the dimension, right? So here, like your accounting period, ledger, company, line of business, okay, currency type, currency, all your balance like chart of account segments. Which segment, at least one column and one row you have to select. Okay, suppose I want for my asset, because if as per my asset, as per my requirement, I need here all the asset accounts in the row. So row level, I have to choose the accounting segment. And for column, I need to see, because these are period, right? This is the period dimensions for the balance sheet. So I need to choose here period, accounting period, my column. Just click on OK. So now at least the basic layout is now ready for my report. Now, what is the next step? I have to choose what account I want to use. For example, it's a balance sheet report we are going to develop. Now I have to get what is my share capital, right? So you have to shareholders fund or equity and liabilities. Means all the liabilities I want to see first. So in this format, you have to develop this report. First, insert one column here or insert one row. You have three kind of row. One is data row and is formula row and in text row. Data row means it will pick the data, it will extract the data from your database, SBS database. Formula row means you are multiplying, adding the multiple columns and rows, the result, the amount to get the total. Then you have to use a formula row. Text row means simple. You have to give some headings, right? In this case, I have to give heading like because I need for asset and liabilities, equity and liabilities. So first I need to give a text column, right? So under text column, then again I have to provide a data row. Okay. So here I will provide my data. And to get the data, I have to, if you select this data row, this will be this account field. It will be active. Just click on that account. And just expand this. And then once you expand this, you'll see a lot of account values here. So these are all chart of account values which we have created under a chart of account instance. So you have to check which hierarchy. So these are called accounting tree and hierarchy, which I discussed earlier, right? So why we are going to use this accounting hierarchy? So this is one of the biggest reason we are using hierarchy for reporting purpose. So just select this, or you can expand further to get all the child values. So this is all corporate accounts, but all corporate accounts, I need only the liabilities. Okay, so okay. If you expand further, just select liabilities. Okay, select liabilities and add this. So people are able to hear me?
Yes, Srini, you're able to.
Yeah,
But you were
actually lost.
silent for some time, but now we are able to.
No, I lost the network actually.
Okay.
Then I connected from mobile hotspot.
Okay, got it.
So due to power cut. Okay, so here you select. So I selected the liabilities here. So click on OK. Similarly, you have to see one by one. You have to develop all the columns here. Like first you have to add a like text columns, then your data columns, and based on to get a perfect report, your accounting hierarchy should be properly defined. Okay, it should be properly defined. Like if it is shareholder funds, that means all the share capital account, reserve surplus account should be under this parent value, shareholders fund. So if your parent-child relationship you create properly while creating your chart of accounts, then it's easily you can develop this kind of reports. Otherwise, so initial stage, this is very important while you are creating your accounting hierarchy. Collect all the accounts, what are the parent values, what are the child values, and then select, like observe their reporting, like how they are generating their balance sheet and profit and loss account. Whether whatever parent child they are showing in the reports, properly mapping with their maintaining, how they are maintaining their accounts. So otherwise, you have to do that while implementing in Oracle. You have to create this parent-child relationship and define all the chart of account values and create the accounting hierarchy. Because in this format, if you want to develop balance sheet in this format, your accounting hierarchy should be in this format, first of all. That means if it is a parent value is your equity and liabilities, under that this value should be available. Then only the Oracle will be able to generate this FRS report. Without this, the format will not be good, like it will not be proper. So now I created, like selected some liabilities, right? So if you want to add another account here, just insert another row here, data row. Okay. All corporate accounts, I selected this account, right? This is the parent value, right? For all the liability account. Now, for example, I want to select different account here. Just select this account and then go to account. Expand it. Now I want to see, now I first selected the liabilities. Now I am to select the assets. Okay. Just for example purpose I'm taking, but you have to, in real time, you have to take all the proper. First, you have to take all the liabilities category one by one. Then you have to get the total of all the liabilities. Then you have to take all the assets accounts one by one. Then get the total of all the assets. And as per real time, your asset and liabilities should match whatever total. Then your balance sheet will match. If your balance sheet is asset and liability are not matching, that means there is some error in the accounting or some posting is not happened or mismatch. Accounting is not proper, hierarchy is not proper. Okay, that you have to find out. That means first you have to select all the assets and then liability. So in this case, for example, then I have to take the liability. Suppose under liability. Okay, cancel it because I have taken all the liabilities. So here, what I'll do, this equity and liabilities, right? If you want to format this, it's good. Sale. Because it's a heading, right? So you can make it little big. थोड़ा ज़्यादा बड़ा हो गया. Okay. So here under equity and liabilities, I have mentioned I have taken all the liabilities, but you have to take separately based on the liabilities category. First, you have to take the uh, liabilities, then you have to take your current liability, non-current liabilities. Separately, you can take. Okay. Then insert another row. So I need another text row so that I can select all my assets. So here I will select all the assets. Okay. That asset also. Format cell. Okay. So asset, I have to select all the asset value here, right? Go to account. All the asset value here. Okay. Sorry. What do you have to do? You have to first select this and move it to your right column. Just select it and drag it to right. In this liability is not required because only I need asset in this row. So this is my liabilities and assets, and for which accounting period I want to generate this information reports. So accounting period, either you can give specific period or you can give it as a runtime prompt. Runtime prompt means parameters, because I can run it. If I give it as a runtime prompt, I can select the period dynamically while generating the report. The prompt. So either you can select here the accounting period, or you can select it as a prompt. Okay, prompt for accounting period. Okay, so you have give the this is title. What title you want to prefer to give? So, prompt for accounting period. Then you can generate. Once you generate the report, here you can get option like HTML preview. Preview of this report. Click on preview. But before that, see, if I now click on preview, I'll not able to generate before I first need to select. This is called your all the dimension which you have not given here. Like while selecting the point of view in the reporting sections, I only selected two value, right? Two dimensions. One is account value and one is accounting periods. But what about other dimensions? So that also you have to provide any specific values. Okay, that will be available here. Okay, in point of view that will be available. Like ledger is a dimensions. You have to provide which ledger you need data. So I need for US primary ledger. If you want any other ledger, you can give ledgers, but you can select here one by one. Yeah. Similarly for company. Which company, like under one ledgers, like primary ledger, which company I need this data? Company means your legal entity. For which legal entity you need? Either you need for all legal entity or any specific legal entity. Then you have line of business. These are all segment, like chart of account segments, because are there dimensions. The report is asking like you have to provide criteria, under which criteria I need to generate. So I need all corporate line business, all center, all corporate cost centers, all products, all intercompany. Scenario means either it's a actual balance or budget balance. So I need for actual. Okay, if you select here, you can see actual balance, right? Budget means you have to select each budget, as budget is kind of a dimension also. So first you have to create your budget. Okay, budget balance will be able to you will able to generate only if you have budget balance available in the systems. So Oracle has provided through your FBDA template and ADF template, you can upload the budget balance so that you are able to compare the actual balance versus budget balance. So I need for this report, I need balance sheet for my actual scenario. Balance amount means period activity. As I told you, there are three kind of amount type: beginning balance, period activity, or ending balance. I need for not period activity, I need end balance. Okay. Then line of business, yeah. Then currency is USD, currency type is total. Total means there are three kind of converted currency, entered currency, and total currency. Entered currency means your in which currency you are creating the transactions. Converted means if it is a foreign currency transaction, it will convert it into your functional currency, all the balances, right? Total means it will include all the currency balance, like entered as well as converted. So I need the total balance. Once you provide all the dimension value here, then go to here generate the preview the reports. Then it will ask to give the period, because period dimension is a we have provided as a prompt for which accounting period. I need it for example, 2023. All quarter I need. Quarter 1, quarter 3, quarter. All the 4 quarter I want to get the data. Okay. So now you're able to see this is my quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 data. Equity and liabilities. But here, one thing you can notice, I'm not able to get the child value here, right? Because this is the parent level information and I'm able to see. Okay, total asset and total liabilities. But my requirement is to just drill down into the child level data informations, because under equity and liabilities, you have many child liabilities account. Under assets also, many assets account, right? Different kind of assets. How can I do that? So just select it. Allow expansion. Okay, click on allow expansion. Here also select the asset, allow expansion, save it. I have selected the row and selected allow expansions. Okay. Then try to generate again. Okay, let us see. Now give the period again. Sorry, not 24. I need for 23. Okay. And don't need for 24 actually. Okay. Okay. Click on OK. So now you can see, you'll able to see the drop down here, right? So now the system has provided the ability to expand to the child value. Okay. So under equity and liabilities, I can able to see all the liabilities, right? Missing means for these accounts, there is no data. Okay. Where there is no data, it is showing missing.
So can we actually remove the ones that have a zero value?
Yeah, we can remove. You can remove or you can just mention a 0.
Okay.
Also, yeah. So here you can expand.
How do we do that for removing the zero value?
Yeah,
Is there an
I'll show you.
option? Yeah.
Yeah, there is one option. So you can expand here. If you want to remove zero values or so here in report properties, suppression. Okay, there is a suppression. Basic option is like if 0 suppress. Okay. If missing suppress. If you do like that, again, just run the report. So now it should suppress. See, now it's not showing all the like missing value and 0 value. Only where there is data available, it's showing. Now it looks good, right? So in this way, you can do a lot of formatting also. There are formatting options available, but you have to understand like how I want to develop this report. Little bit understanding of this FRS report functionalities so that you will handle these reports effectively. You have to explore this like okay. Any other questions? Just try to develop a basic report so that you will be able to understand. Because if I show you any advanced options, you will not able to get that in current situations. There are some other functions available, like how you are going to use functions. Okay, now I am showing the members, right? You are simply selecting the members, but you can use for complex requirement. You can use different functions. So these are the functions available to, but these functions also not all of them required. Just you have to understand in which scenario we can use functions. Otherwise, it's not required. But as you try to practice the basic report, then one or two scenario I can explain in next class.
Okay, thank you, Srini.
Yeah. Actually, current, there is no current, and my internet also is down. It's not. So you can stop the session today, but you can go through the reporting options.
Okay.
Next session we will take.
Yeah, please send the credentials so we can try to.
Yeah.
Just start from scratch. So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Sri.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks all.